to provide the most efficient service possible in sending out magazines, letters, brochures, announcements, and all of the books and publications around the world. The modern printing plant at Miracle Valley provides employment for a number of students from the Bible College, even as it produces a tremendous volume of tracts, books, brochures, and gospel literature. A dedicated Christian craftsman carefully checks each printing job to be sure that it is of the highest possible quality. The art department believes that one picture is better than 1,000 words, and the Christian artists design colorful and impressive book covers for all of Reverend Allen's publications. In the publications department, every manuscript is carefully checked. Every scriptural reference is authenticated. Then, the manuscripts move to the typesetting department, where modern electronic equipment automatically justifies the margins of the printed page as it is made into camera-ready copy for the camera section in which the negatives are produced. The images from these negatives are burned onto sensitized plates, which are then affixed to the cylinders of the modern litho printing machines, and at very high speed and with great efficiency, perfect reproductions are made. This large two-color Harris press has been added to the modern printing plant, and this mechanical marvel can print two colors at once and thus double the speed to speed the light of this miracle restoration revival to all the world, with which many printing jobs move through the shop. Bible college students learn to operate the many machines, stitchers and paper cutters, and take great pride in the finished product as another great book on faith entitled Command Ye Me is ready to go into the hands of those who seek the truth. The Allen Revival Hour is heard on many radio stations, heard by millions of listeners around the world. Students are trained to operate these high-speed tape duplicating machines which reproduce the radio broadcasts. Each 5-inch tape can hold 1 quarter-hour radio broadcast, and this bank of recording machines can produce 50 quarter-hour radio programs in 1 hour's time. These 5-inch tapes are then put into boxes and mailed to the individual radio stations that will release the broadcasts. Finally, the master tapes are carefully filed and stored for any possible future use, while the recording secretary keeps a detailed card file record of all the recorded programs and the stations on which these have been released. In the television department of the A. Allen Revivals organization, Christian cameramen film the great television series Miracles Today, so that the miracles that occur on the platform of the A. Allen campaigns can be projected directly into the homes of millions of televiewers throughout America. The television films are filed for future use and made available to missionaries and evangelists who project these to build faith in their fields of labor. Miracle Valley has its own recording company and record factory, producing many thousands of Christian record albums. A worker places first the labels and then a biscuit of highest quality vinyl on the stamping machine. Heat and pressure are applied from a steam boiler, and lo, a miracle occurs. The biscuit of vinyl is changed into a beautiful record. It is then slipped into its protective jacket and sealed until the moment when, at final delivery, Another inspirational record from Miracle Valley will bless another Christian home. The records are packed into boxes and stored in the warehouse, ready for shipment to any part of the nation or the world. And remember, better Christian music will make better Christian homes, and better Christian homes will make a better world. Qualified Christian accountants and bookkeepers keep accurate records of all business transactions. They account for all funds received, and they account for all funds paid out. The A.A. Allen Revivals Incorporated is a non-profit, tax-exempt organization approved by the federal government of the United States of America. The Miracle Revival Fellowship is a church organization offering fellowship, ordination, and assistance to preachers and churches who want to retain their individual freedom and liberty under God, and yet be a part of this worldwide Miracle Revival Fellowship. Jerry King is the faithful and friendly business manager of Miracle Valley and of the Allen Revival campaigns. He personifies the scriptural admonition of the Apostle Paul, "Be not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord." A matter of importance is placed in his hands by Sister Camphor, the personnel manager. But the telephone rings, and Jerry King hears the voice of evangelist A.A. Allen from a distant city, the location of the current Miracle Revival campaign. The students and faculty at Miracle Valley are filled with enthusiasm. Brother Allen has returned from his last campaign, and today they will turn the first shovelful of dirt for the building of a large home for retired ministers and returned missionaries. They will dedicate a landing strip for the Miracle Valley Airport and lay the first foundation blocks for another dormitory. Evangelist Allen and members of the evangelistic party share in the holy joy of this momentous occasion as the power shovel digs up the first scoopful of dirt for the foundation of the home for retired ministers. Dr. Gray, Kent Rogers, and Jerry King rejoice together while everyone praises God for this new step of faith. Brother Allen invites all who will to make a $100 pledge towards the cost of this new building. And in the spirit of faith, sacrifice, and dedication that is characteristic of the Miracle Valley Bible College, the students and teachers, many fill out their pledge cards and lay these upon the first shovelful of dirt that was scooped out for the new building. God's blessings are invoked upon these pledges and upon the faithful Christians who have made their sacrificial pledges in order to build a home for retired ministers and returned missionaries. The time has come to build an airport for the airplanes that will go out from this place to drop gospels in Mexico and in other lands. And so the students line up on each side of the runway like landing lights, and that is what they are, shining lights in a dark world. May God protect every plane that lands here and go with every plane that flies forth from Miracle Valley. As Nehemiah built for God, even while defending Israel against her enemies, Reverend Allen and his co-workers keep building, building, and building at Miracle Valley, even while he keeps preaching, praying, and healing the sick in miracle revivals around the world. This new building will be a dormitory for married couples. Many of the married couples that will live in this building for 1 or 2 or 3 years will then go forth as evangelists and missionaries to the ends of the earth. A master builder lays the mortar on the block, and the block upon the wall. He is building for God. The men know that it requires perspiration as well as inspiration to build for God at Miracle Valley. How very fitting it is at Miracle Valley that there should be a cabinet shop for our Lord Jesus Christ with a carpenter in Nazareth. This Christian workman is walking in the footsteps of the carpenter of Nazareth as he cuts and planes the lumber, designs and assembles the pieces so that each joint is properly fitted, and produces another useful piece of household furniture for a Miracle Valley home. As the mountains of Israel surround the city of Jerusalem, even so the majestic mountains of southern Arizona stand like sentinels of God to guard this valley, the valley that God has made and that God has chosen as a center for worldwide miracle restoration revival. Before even one of these many buildings was erected at this chosen site, the Spirit of God prophesied that men and women would come from the north and from the south and from the east and from the west, and that they would meet God in a new way and go forth from this valley clothed with the armor of God and armed with the mighty gifts of the Spirit, and that this mighty army prophesied of by Joel would lift high the banner of the Lord and carry God's end-time miracle revival to the ends of the earth. Just across the highway, the Independent Development Company has provided a new community, especially for Christians who want to establish permanent homes in Miracle Valley. In this fertile valley, cactus, flowers, lawns, shrubs, anything and almost everything will grow in the fertile soil of Miracle Valley. The beauty of the valley is enhanced by the many colorful flowers that grow on every hand. Inexpensive but modern and comfortable homes for Western living have been built by many members of the staff, the faculty, and the permanent employees, and by others who have chosen this spiritual happy life in this spiritual environment of Miracle Valley as God's crowning blessing upon their golden years. Those who do not choose to build or buy permanent homes find many modern conveniences in the trailer court at Miracle Valley. Not many years ago, this was a desert rangeland. Today, it is a fruitful orchard. The apples are shining red, crisp and tasty. The soil of Miracle Valley is rich in the minerals that make fruit production a predictable success. The first crop of Hale and Freestone peaches was almost unbelievably large, luscious, and delicious. Samples were sent to friends more than 1,000 miles away, and these brought back enthusiastic expressions of amazement and appreciation. What is better than fresh fruit picked off the tree, growing in God's good soil at Miracle Valley, Arizona? But most of the crop was devoted to the highest possible use. It was canned for the use of the Bible school students and the faculty in the winter months that were ahead. The big kitchen becomes a busy cannery. As the workers peel the peaches, remove the pits, and slice the peaches for either the cold pack or for the cooking kettle. The large peach halves of the Hale peaches are carefully placed in the half-gallon jars for cold packing. Others are cooked in a syrup, then poured into mason jars and sealed for a winter's use. Imagine how happy the students will be as they come from many states and from foreign countries for another semester at Miracle Valley Bible College, and in the midst of the winter are served these delicious and beautiful peaches from Miracle Valley. Many different crops are grown at Miracle Valley. The tall green stalks of corn hold the promise of another bountiful harvest. The farmer can hardly wait to see the results of his labors, and the husking of just one ear of corn reveals the promise of many meals that will feature roasting ears at the college cafeteria. Even the corn stalks are put to good use as the power-drawn corn cutter chops the corn stalks into small pieces of silage. This will be preserved in an underground trench silo and used to feed the Holstein cattle of the dairy farm.